looking at the vertical.
Mumble,
we're
mumble.
looking at the visible horizon.
And that's a tangent point to block boats and buildings, right? It's Earth curve. It's a tangent point, straight line to it, right?
Your answer.
So it's a tangent point, right?
I just gave you my answer.
Sorry, it's a tangent point. I mean, obviously, earlier you made it expressly clear that Midwest was wrong and it wasn't a tangent point. But now it needs to be a tangent point. So do you want to double speak your way around that and say that it is a tangent point now blocking boats and buildings?
That is not the tangent point.
So it's not Earth curve blocking boats and buildings, ladies and gentlemen. Not a tangent point, not blocking boats and buildings, not Earth curve. Welcome to Flat Earth Virus.
You must show how it's possible without tangent planes.
Well, to Eli then, to Eli, when you say, well, why is it that he's saying we've got to work on a plane, a tangent plane? Because he begged the question, doesn't he? As soon as you say every point on Earth is a tangent, that's just saying every point on a sphere Earth is a tangent. Ergo, I insist from this point forward that where I am standing is on a surface that's spherical with a infinitely expanding flat plane that I'll actually get the measurement from. So it's just their permission they give themselves to beg the question.
No, he said that the horizon wasn't a tangent point. I'm pretty sure.
No, because he's moved on to just begging the question flat out that every point he's standing on is automatically a sphere, and every point it's standing out from where he's standing in all directions is a flat plane that will actually be utilised for the celestial navigation. But once he makes all of those assumptions, he's just stating that I'm standing on a sphere and we'll just use a flat plane that extends out in all directions. But I'm still assuming a sphere because I'm standing on a tangent point.
Nathan, can you go to the slide with the teeter-totter boat for a second? I'd like to comment on what Eli said. And was that you, Virus? Back again?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, well, just listen up and answer this question when I comment on this picture. Can someone post this picture in Discord, please?
Yeah, I've got it up for the audience. If you can start, it'll hopefully make its way to Discord. It's already gone in about 20 minutes ago. Feel free. It's up on screen for the audience.
All right. Thank you, Nathan. So here we've got from the Navigational YouTube channel telling you exactly how angle measurements are done to a star or sun. You can see a right angle triangle. You see a baseline. The GP of the sun is touching that baseline. That's the vertical of the sun. The observer on the boat is also on that baseline. So you've got a right angle that you must use in celestial navigation. Then he puts this image, which you talked about earlier on this video channel, on top of a sphere. It is a killer of the globe if I've ever seen one. But to them, this makes sense. Now, how does this make sense when Eli just got through saying that in order to get an angle, and the sun is directly overhead somewhere on the Earth, it's got to have a zenith to that position on the Earth, the GP. And then you also have to share that same baseline in order to get an angle. And there's that bottom baseline, as you can see there. If you put that on the globe, it's a teeter-totter. This doesn't work. Virus, what do you got to say about this?
Forget Virus. I think, Eli, was your point bigger than that? Weren't you pointing out that the point of intersection, the GP, is defined at the point of intersection with the tangential plane? Even in their model, it's that is the GP, is the point where the straight line, the 90 is formed. The GP is the intersectional point at the tangential plane as well, not go through it, find another plane.
Technically, that would be true too, because every point off the sphere is a tangent. Based on what he just said. So I mean, it just to me, I don't know. It seems very contradictory. Because number one, in order to get the angle, you have to take an angle measurement. But when we ask him how you get that, he's already assumed that he's on a plane that's extended from his point on the globe. I don't know.
No,
It's very confusing.
No,
I'll clear it up.
no, I'm not.
I'll clear it up.
And I'm telling you, no, I don't do
But
that.
why is he
Hang
mumbling?
on.
You said the 90 was at the zenith. That's at the zenith is above the person. Like, but these are two different. Again, it's like you could talk about 5 different things, trying to make one point, never actually answering how you get an elevation angle with a curved bottom.
You do it by opposing the vertical. I mean, it's really not that hard. You have a plumb bob, you have a bubble section, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You oppose the vertical. You have your horizontal plane.
No virus. Can't
Sorry.
use that.
Sorry, you're saying you get a plumb bob and you establish a horizontal. Sorry, just want to summarise what you've just said. Plumb bob, and that establishes your horizontal plane. Sorry, your surface is. Sorry, Boris, I'm just summarising your point. I know it's painful. Try a third time. You've said you get a plumb bob, and that will give you your horizontal plane. Well, that is a horizontal plane, Boris. It's not a curved Earth.
Yeah, but that's why you do the corrections afterwards, like dip correction, which also raises the opposite end as well as lower your end. But then you also have to apply the 60 nautical miles per degree once you get the counter angle of your celestial object. That curves the surface underneath you. That is a part of spherical trigonometry.
What you just described, Virus, what you just described with the dip correction and height of void correction is creating a horizontal plane. What you just described creates a horizontal plane. The dip correction is a mathematical correction.
I told you the distance to the GP, the way you get the distance to the GP is curving the line.
You think getting the distance to the GP is curving the line?
I mean, it's basic mathematics. You can actually draw this yourself and try to fit it on something flat, and it won't work.
Sorry, has he had the diagram? Have you had the diagram that 10th sent? Because from what I just gleaned from what you said that you have to curve the line to get the GP. Is that correct? You said you had to curve the line to get the GP. After you measure
the distance.
Brian, just one sec. That's what you just said, Virus. I just want to confirm that's what you said. If not, just correct yourself. If I'm wrong or misheard.
My bad. I thought you was talking to somebody else. No, the 60 nautical miles per degree is curving that line. That's the reason you don't make both corrections, because that's what that is doing.
Sorry, per degree, did you say? Per degree of what?
Degree of a celestial drop in the sky. 1 degree drop, 60 nautical miles.
Sorry, degree is 2 straight lines. Your question that you're being asked for us is how you acquire an elevation angle from a curved baseline, and now you're talking about an angle measurement in degrees. That's 2 straight lines.
Can I say something real quick about that degree?
While I'm saying it, you've just talked about degrees. That's straight lines. No, your baseline's curved. Your whole shtick is to justify the curved baseline. Second time he's talked straight through me. Discord, is he just talking straight through this devastating point that the audience is hearing, but he isn't?
Yeah, periodically he's jumping in and
time for you to go again, Virus. Seems you're not talking to me. Too painful. You mentioned degrees. That's 2 straight lines. Your baseline is curved, Virus.
Okay, that's literally out of the 360-degree circle. It's really not.
Salty balls, right? Salty.
A 360-degree circle is your straight line?
Are they salty?
Okay.
Sorry, degrees is 2 straight lines. Earlier you were talking about measuring it from a single point. Now you're talking about degrees that's 2 straight lines. Your curved baseline won't give you that, Virus.
You know, when I speak of degrees, it also could mean a circle, right? 360 degrees circle.
And that's what you're measuring when you measure an elevation angle, is it?
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Oh, so we're talking about measuring elevation angles, though, Virus. You understand that now? I understand your confusion that everything seems to be circular and talking about circles. Yeah, we're talking about elevation angle, though, aren't we?
I thought we was talking about the distance to the GP.
Yeah.
Sorry, do you want to go a few more octaves higher? Your curved baseline won't give you this degree measurement you just mentioned. Is this sinking in? You need straight lines for that, flat baseline for that, not your curved Earth line. That's not a flat baseline. Is it time for you to leave? Is it time for you to leave, Virus? Too painful for you to continue. Got to chant through every single response that I'm giving you about that curved line. Your baseline, the curved Earth that won't give you this. Just chanting through it, right?
I was giving you my answer. Were you talking through me?
What, while I was asking you and pointing out that you've just described an angle measurement and your curved baseline won't give you that?
You said that already.
Fact.
Nathan, may I please just have one question for Virus? Virus, when you say degree works with the circle, are you measuring that from the origin, the center of the circle, or the curved surface? Where's the vertex when you say that?
What do you mean, where's the vertex when you say that?
Vertex is the point that two straight lines meet to get an angle. When you measured a degree of something, that would be an angle measurement, and he's asking you where the vertex is.
Can you repeat your question again, Tenth?
Where's the vertex?
Tenth, can you repeat your question?
The vertex, you said you can get a degree from a circle. It could also mean that. And I'm asking you, if you're going to measure from a circle, an angle, where is the vertex located? On the surface of the curve or from the center of a two-dimensional circle?
Hold on. Are we talking about elevation angles or are we talking about the distance to the GP?
Talking about a vertex. Just
I'll answer him. Yeah, we're talking about an elevation angle measurement.
So we're talking about elevation angles?
Yeah, the one that you can't take, to summarise. You can't take that angle because your baseline's curved.
Okay, Tenth, is that what we're talking about?
Okay, that's okay. Is that cool by you? The fact you can't take that baseline, curved, angle measurement?
I don't have a problem.
Maybe you can just chant through me and tell me that you're answering me while I'm in the middle of my statement, maybe afterwards. Yeah, you can't get that angle measurement from a curved baseline. That would be a curved Earth, Virus. Is that okay? You said it was okay last time I stated that.
Don't have a problem with getting elevation angles. An elevation angle is none but the two straight.
It's two straight lines.
Versus the
two straight lines.
Angle of the.
Sorry, your curved baseline won't give you that. You're cool that your curved Earth, curved baseline, spherical surface won't give you that angle measurement. You're cool with that. Then you've got no reason to continue in this discussion because you're supposed to be justifying how you do get an elevation angle from a curved Earth.
You probably would have heard it if you didn't.
What? Talk while you were talking in the middle of my sentence. My bad, I would have heard the answer that came while I was in the middle of talking. If I hadn't been talking and in the middle of a sentence, I'd have heard it. My bad.
I was actually talking, I just didn't finish because you had cut me off. I was in the middle of talking, not when you was talking. That's two totally different times.
I think when I point out that you can't get an elevation angle from a curved Earth, you should tell me when you were being interrupted as a response. A non sequitur would be equally as good as a rebuttal to the fact that I will state now, that you cannot get an elevation angle from a sphere Earth.
The elevation angle is found from a point, the vertex. It doesn't matter if the...
Vertex is two straight lines, though, not a curved baseline, so we're talking about a flat plane measurement again. You're talking about two straight lines.
You didn't let me... No, you didn't.
Didn't let you finish when you talked about a vertex. Yeah, that's two straight lines meeting at that vertex. Yours is curved, though, so I interrupted to point out that when you're describing a vertex, you don't have one on a curved Earth.
You should have let me finish instead of...
And maybe I should have let him finish when I point out that he described a vertex, something he couldn't achieve on his curved Earth. I should have let him carry on like he could achieve it. No, I'll interrupt you and tell you that you haven't got that vertex if your baseline's curved. Like your spherical Earth won't give you that.
Then you shouldn't have a problem if I interrupt you then when you say something wrong.
Brian, shut up!
It's going back to his Slumbox plane.
Sorry, Virus, what was that?
I'm saying that you shouldn't have a problem with me interrupting you when you...
Oh, let's discuss how interruptions are going, rather than the fact that you just described a vertex. That's two straight lines meeting. Your curved Earth won't give you that vertex. Maybe we should discuss the interruptions for 10 straight minutes. You can't get an elevation angle from a curved Earth. All this Fundy can do is Fundy mute me so he doesn't have to listen to it. He's chanting constantly, by the way, audience, while I'm saying this. So you can't get an elevation angle with a vertex then, because your baseline's curved, Virus.
Well, the elevation angle is found from a point. It doesn't really matter what the surface is actually doing because you're getting it from that point, not from the complete line. It doesn't matter how far the line goes off in any direction. What you care about is that point, which is the vertex. That's where you get the angle from.
No, it's two straight lines meeting at a vertex. You don't understand what an angle measurement is. It seems we've gone into the spasticry of what you described last time, which is a point making an angle. No, it won't. You are fundamentally retarded. This is just basic geometry, Virus. Are we going to go around in circles with your lack of understanding of basic geometry and what an angle and a vertex is? You think a single point will give you that? You don't understand basic geometry.
Okay, what part?
And it's not okay. Like you not being able to get an elevation angle for measurement from a curved earth's not okay. Just saying okay when you don't understand what gives you an angle, it's not okay. You don't understand basic geometry. That seemed to be your attack on me about a few minutes ago. Yeah, I do. But you don't. You think a point will give you an angle, making you retarded.
That's because that is the vertex of where the vertical and the zenith meet. I mean, that's where the vertical and the horizontal meet. I mean, that's where we're getting the point from. It doesn't matter what the surface underneath you is doing.
And how'd you get that from a sextant? Okay, it's from the vertical and the zenith. So where'd you get that in a sextant?
What do you mean, where you get that from a sextant? All you do is...
I mean, when you use a sextant, how do you get that?
By that.
Sorry, you've got a zenith mirror.
Who mentioned the zenith mirror?
I asked how you get it in a sextant. You said zenith.
Yeah, I didn't say nothing about no zenith mirror.
Oh, right, there isn't one. So how do we get what you've just described, an angle being with a zenith included in that description? How do we get that? Maybe if you chant through the question, you don't have to listen to the end of it and answer it. How'd you get that zenith you just described in your explanation with a sextant?
Is that it? I answered that. And you said there was...
You answered it? Oh, well, then fuck off. You've done really well. You don't get your zenith from a sextant. You get it from the horizon. Now, obviously, your geometric tangent point horizon isn't the horizon. You've already relinquished that, haven't you, Virus?
No.
You haven't. When I said that the tangent point was Earth curve, and that's what the geometry of Earth curve maths gives you as a tangent, and you said it wasn't, we're now looking at a horizon mirror. And what are you, the globe-believing fundy, going to be looking at and describing the horizon as in that mirror? It's going to be a geometric point, tangent point, that you said it wasn't? So what kind of horizon are we looking at in a sextant then, Virus?
The visible horizon?
And is that geometric Earth curve?
I hope not.
You hope not? I would hope that you would hope so. Given that that's your primary claim in the first instance, that the horizon's Earth curve. But you would hope not. You'd hope the horizon you're looking at in a sextant mirror is an Earth curve.
No, because I want it to be the visible horizon like it should be. It should be always the visible horizon, not the geometric. Always visible horizon.
So you're saying that the visible horizon isn't geometric Earth curve then?
Oh my God, we're going in circles.
You seem to be muttering.
Okay, so when you get...
So what's the horizon?
We're going in circles.
Okay, no worries. What is the horizon?
Vertical versus zenith is the output of the bubble sextant. The bubble sextant will
we're not using a bubble sextant. I was asking about a regular sextant with a sextant mirror. I know you need to change this subject. Hey, high five to you, Brian, if you were standing here right now. We're talking about a regular sextant with a sextant mirror. What horizon are you looking at in that? Is it not Earth curve?
No, it's visible.
It's not Earth curve. All right, but you think Earth curve blocks boats and buildings at the horizon, though?
Can we move on?
Can we stutter a bit? You think, as a globe believer, that the horizon blocks boats and buildings, though, don't you? That's Earth curve.
Yes, the apparent horizon can block.
So the apparent horizon is now geometric Earth curve blocking boats and buildings, even though it's not, and you'd hope it isn't. A minute ago, you hoped it wasn't geometric Earth curve. But now I've pointed out that in your religion, it's blocking boats and buildings. Do you hope it is? Do you hope it is blocking boats and buildings? Do you hope it is now blocking boats and buildings, or what?
No, what?
No? You hoped it wasn't blocking boats and buildings a minute ago, but now no, you hope it is a geometric horizon to block boats and buildings.
No.
No? You don't seem to know what you don't know.
No, I'm saying no to what you're saying.
So when I say you're not saying it's Earth curve, you are saying the horizon's Earth curve then?
That's not what I'm saying.
You're not saying the horizon's Earth curve. So Virus isn't saying the horizon's Earth curve, ergo the horizon isn't Earth curve. We agree. Welcome to Flat Earth, Virus. We agree, it seems. You're not saying the horizon's Earth curve, blocking boats and buildings. We're all clear.
I'm literally not saying anything.
You're not saying anything, just no comment. Interview scenario, you need your lawyer present, right? No comment.
What? I'm not pleading the fifth.
Well, is the horizon Earth curve to block boats and buildings? In which case, we'll establish that the horizon, according to you, is Earth curve. That would be a geometric blockage for boats and buildings. And then we'll establish if we're looking at that in the horizon mirror or not.
We're looking at the vertical. We're looking at the visible horizon.
And that's a tangent point to block boats and buildings, right? It's Earth curve. It's a tangent point, straight line to it, right?
Your answer.
So it's a tangent point, right?
I just gave you my answer.
Sorry, it's a tangent point. I mean, obviously, earlier you made it expressly clear that Mick West was wrong and it wasn't a tangent point. But now it needs to be a tangent point. So do you want to double speak your way around that and say that it is a tangent point now blocking boats and buildings?
That is not the tangent point.
So it's not Earth curve blocking boats and buildings, ladies and gentlemen. Not a tangent point, not blocking boats and buildings, not Earth curve. Welcome to Flat Earth Virus.